Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursday, November 6th edition of the SIG Network meeting. As always, this meeting is covered by the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, boiling down effectively to be nice to one another, so please do be nice to one another. It's an open agenda, so the agenda doc that is linked in the invite, you are welcome to add something to the bottom of the agenda for today. If we can get to it today, we will. Otherwise, we can park it for an upcoming meeting. Today, we don't have a ton of agenda items, but we do look to have at least one presentation. So I think we'll probably time box triage to no longer than 15, 20 minutes into the hour, 20 minutes at the top. So with that, let's go into triage. I kind of peeked through them ahead of time. First thing for triage today was kubeproxy with IPVS. V1310 fails to add kube loopback IP set entry for hairpin traffic, causing an SNAP failure. I looked through this one, and it seems like, Antonio, you had kind of poked at it a little bit. I know we have generally been kind of taking the approach that, like, hey, don't use IPVS. That's kind of the direction we're heading anyway. But Antonio, did you have any insights on this one?
I commented on this issue because he was claiming something, and I didn't understand. I think that what he was saying was wrong, and he acknowledged, but then I didn't follow up. I don't remember how this IP is added to the queue, look back and all that stuff.
Okay.
Somebody need to follow up or reproduce or
Okay. Does anybody?
this is the hairpin problem, I think. But I don't remember. IPBS does this something weird with the Q loopback. I don't know.
Yeah, the real question here is this a regression or not? Because if it's not, then
Yeah,
it probably won't fix.
that's why I don't know. Labs used to know this and say, oh, this is the expected behavior because of what I don't remember honestly.
So with the lens that we need to look and see if this is a regression, and if it's not, probably won't fix. Does anybody want to triage this forward? Doesn't mean you have to solve it. Just take it through its next steps and follow up with the reporter. If not, I'll try to figure that out asynchronously. So I'll add that to my list. Next one on the agenda. API server manually populates endpoints for the Kubernetes service, but does not consider its own readiness. So this one's an older one, and I think it's actually accurate. So the idea is that the endpoints are up, but the API server is not ready. And technically, yes, but where we left off last year at the end of the year, or close to the end of the year, was Tim basically pointing out that doing anything about this is potentially dangerous, and that we don't really have a safe way figured out yet on how to do this. So we may still just be in that state, and unless anybody else has anything to add.
I had a branch with Indigo app with a prototype, but the thing is that the problem is that any change on this controller is the fallout is is very the impact is
Right. The
very
danger is high.
the danger, right? That's super risky. It took us a while to get this logic of the API server shutting down, API server running, API server programming, whatever. So I think at this point, maybe not the best state of the world, but I think that everybody solved it one way or the other to run a control plane in a reliable way.
Roger that. So Dan, Bowie, Antonio, are we kind of leaning towards this is kind of a closed, here's some advice, won't fix kind of situation, but maybe also point out that we're moving away from IPv6 or IPVS?
But this is
Okay, yeah, I was gonna
IPBS.
say like IPv6.
Yeah, get rid of IPv6. Nobody needs it.
IPv7. That's what. Where's that? Yeah, I read through the comments. It did seem like, while it's technically correct, it's also sounds dangerous to introduce that dependency.
Yeah, it may be if we're in basically the same state we were, and we're also. Oh, sorry, this was an IPVS. I was off in another world. This is the API server one.
Okay, I was
Yeah, I got
wondering what
myself
I had
confused.
missed.
I apologize. I apologize. So this is technically correct in that this effect does happen. Unfortunately, to try to fix this has wide-ranging implications. So if we really are in this state still, where it's like nobody's really ready to work on this, it's been sitting for a while without being blown up by a bunch of people, maybe it would be better communication to say this is a closed won't do for now, as just to communicate that really is the more accurate state of this. Or what do people prefer? I kind of lean towards if it's really not something that's going to be worked on in any meaningful time frame, having it closed won't do. Doesn't mean it's dead forever. It just means it's signaling it is not going to get worked on right now.
I think that there is an open issue that Benjamin opened like 2-3 years ago or 4 with the bot that had like 200 million comments. That's just about that. But well, I'm fine with whatever people. At this point, I'm not going to discuss anything. So I'm fine with whatever people decide. Let me find it.
Any other thoughts? All right, I'm going to assign myself to this one to try to move it probably into that state. I'll double check with you guys asynchronously, but it sounds like that might be fine. And bookmark that one for myself. All right, next one. This one's already assigned by Damon, but it came back up in the queue. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah, it just came back up in the queue. It just popped back up. So maybe just to check in, Dan, unit tests for this. Is it just the state that like Damon just hasn't had time? We should unassign him and mark it accepted again.
We should probably unassign him because I don't think he's or ping him because I don't think he's working on any of the. We kind of gave up on the updating the CLI stuff because it kept causing problems like the ones that this is supposed to prevent. But nonetheless, yeah, we should still have regression tests here for.
Okay. I'll take care of that one async as well then, get it into that state. And then the last one was generic versus platform backend specific options in kube proxy from 2023. This one ring any bells for you, Dan?
Yeah.
It's also assigned to Damon.
Unassign him and assign me.
Roger that. Okay. As long as I didn't mess up the slash commands. There we go. All right, so that takes care of what we had in triage. A little tiny bit of housekeeping. Is anybody not wanting to cancel the November 20th? Should we leave that up, or at least in the US, that'll be like Thanksgiving and stuff like
No,
that. So
it's not. It's the week before Thanksgiving.
Did I get it wrong? Well, next week is KubeCon.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Okay, it's the week before Thanksgiving. All right, never mind.
Yeah, we have 1 week. Yeah.
Okay, never mind that then. So the next one on the agenda was from AJ Sundark, if he's here. I actually don't see him in the list.
So that if you took that from the parking lot, that car has been in the parking lot for a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ping AJ then on that one. So then the only real agenda item other than triage we might have is Kube Network Policies, a developer's intro.
No, that was from the parking lot.
That was from the parking lot as well? I didn't move
You guys
that
are getting
one.
your cars towed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't move that one. So, okay. So then we have no agenda?
No worries. I
Just give
linked
everybody back their time.
the issue about the history of the auto closing bot and causes friction and all the stuff. So related to the other thing that you were talking, Shane,
You want to
in
talk
the
about?
chat. No, you mentioned the strategy to close issues that we are not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I linked it in the chat the previous discussion about this, so you have context.
Roger that.
Okay, who's going to QCOM?
I'll be there as long as the FAA doesn't stop all the flights.
Well, tell the people coming from Spain to have a privilege or something. I don't want to fly 10 hours and then.
It sounds like the problems aren't supposed to start until Sunday. So
No, it's
Um,
Friday.
I heard Friday on
Friday.
CNN.
Oh,
Yep.
So
Friday.
this
Say
Friday
hi.
or next Friday?
Friday
Tomorrow.
as tomorrow or Friday next week.
I'll double check, but I thought it was tomorrow.
It is
Tomorrow.
It's
Suffice to say, if you're coming in to the to the U.S., there may be you may want to at least plan for the possibility that your return flight gets canceled, moved, etc.
Okay, I need to find Kubernetes contributors with home in Atlanta then. Okay.
You can get a ride home with Justin, SD.
Justin is there, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
Google has a cool new office in Atlanta, so you know.
that's true.
Yeah, but I don't think that they allow you to live there for 1 week or something.
There's like a gym and a shower. I don't want to make any
Okay,
suggestions.
then that can work.
All right.
Okay.
Well, see some of you at KubeCon next week then. Cheers, everyone.
All right. Cheers.